I know that there are some realtors who really have an expectation that their team, whether it's a title rep or TC, are doing all of the sort of paperwork, and they have a responsibility on their own, don't they, to do that?
They do. We are a support for the agent. The agents on page 17, they get paid the big bucks, right? And so they are liable. We as a team, whether it be title, the lender, or the TC, we help support that agent. The bottom line, the agent is responsible, right? But we're there to help the agent along. That way they can go out and get more business. I work well with agents that give me their transaction and then go away and get more business.
And let you do your thing.
Let me do my thing, because that's what I'm here for. I'm doing their 80% so they can go out and get 20%, go out and get more business. So when this transaction is done, they're not sitting around waiting for another 30 to 60 days for a paycheck. They already have something down the pipeline. And that's what I do. I usually tell them, don't worry about anything. If I need something, I'll let you know. But other than that, consider this transaction being monitored, all the time.
And I follow you on social media. Love your weekend getaways with the girls. I love the fact that you and your husband have this amazing relationship, many, many years, very solid. And you guys get out together and work together. He's there on his laptop and you're there on yours. How does that change things for you, as opposed to, for example, some of our TCs who are maybe watching from home today and they're feeling a little bit closed in, or that cabin fever that you referenced?
So working from home can be daunting, and it can be a blessing. I find that leaving my home 3 days out of the week, I call it let's go meet the people day, and just going to a coffee shop, going to a Starbucks, going to our local Barnes and Nobles, hanging out there for a couple hours and getting work done really helps my mental health. Break out of the monotony of the everyday, being at home, feeding the dog, then going back to the office upstairs. It just changes everything, and it's helpful. Plus, you need some vitamin D, right? You need to be out and about.
I love seeing you guys out and about. I really love that. I love that for you. If you're someone who's watching today and you're thinking about becoming a transaction coordinator, what would you suggest that they do? Or maybe you're someone who's working from a brokerage, but you're thinking about becoming independent. What would you suggest?
Being an independent, I would recommend you visiting your local broker tour. Making yourself known. Hey, I'm a TC in town. Would love to, get some business. Or you can go to open houses and drop off your card with a little pop by. So they can
a little
goodie, so they can remember you. All my business is strictly referral. I used to do that in the beginning, but now everything's strictly referral from me. And I'm very blessed in that manner. But definitely, those are the advantages of being an independent.
Yeah, and I know you appreciate that, and your success certainly in the area. And we said Brentwood, by the way, and it's up north. It's not down south, and we're in the lovely community center here today. But I think that what I see is I like the fact that as an independent TC, you get to sort of decide who you're comfortable working with, and if the relationship's working, you're not as restricted by some policies. You can find out about new procedures, which is a benefit, I think, to your clients, right?
Yes.
If EXP is doing something that Compass isn't, or vice versa, you want to be able to share that information if it expedites or smooths the transaction, right?
No, that's definitely a plus. But you also want to be careful that, you do it in a way of, hey, maybe this might be a good idea to look into this document versus here, use this document. It's that way we can help each other. When I onboard a new client, a new agent, basically what I tell them is my job is to protect you, your client, and the brokerage. That's it. I'm got to make sure everything is in compliance with your brokerage, and that way at the end you get paid on time.
Yeah, everybody does.
Everybody gets paid, and that's the best part.
That is the best part. That's a nice part, that's for sure. If anyone would like to reach out to you, they're looking for a TC, or they'd like to talk to you and maybe get some of your great wisdom that you're willing to share, how do they reach you?
They can reach me at TC giggy@gmail.com, or my number is 925-325-8376.
And Veronica, you speak Spanish. Can you give everybody an example of that? Just to prove it.
Just to prove that I can speak Spanish. Sure.
Yeah.
Hola, buenas tardes. Me llamo Veronica Giggy y estoy aquí para servirles a ustedes y a sus clientes.
Beautiful. Thanks so much for your time today.
You're welcome.